everybody. Welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple Cat.
And Paul, we're back again.
Woohoo!
And I just wanted to say thank you very much for everybody that comes out and listens to us every single week. And
Yep.
New Jersey has decided no, New York is not going to take over the number one position. We are going to go back as the number one position. So
Okay.
New Jersey is back at the number one position in America.
Okay.
They've decided no. Cross the pond. Not happening. We're retaining the number one spot. So well done, New Jersey. You're back in there as far as the number one place in
Okay.
America to listen to
Okay.
us. And it's interesting. Just we're just a regular people on the other side of the planet, just loving Big Bang.
Yep.
So
It's awesome.
who would have thought? Who would have thought that our YouTube channel seems to have slowed down a bit? There isn't as many people watching us on YouTube. But that being said, we're still going to continue on YouTube. So
Need to
don't
have
worry.
Rachel back.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of Rachel, it's got to be getting close to the time when we've got another
I think it's
PMS family member.
I think it's August.
Right. Is it? Okay.
I think, yeah.
So I've still got time to talk to the doctor about this. Because I wanted to get like cameras in there and stuff
Oh,
like that. But he did say that because I wanted to get an interview with the baby in the first couple of minutes that it's born, but apparently the doctor said a lot of the time they really don't have a lot to say. So
I said,
exactly. So it's like I don't know whether we're going to get an in-depth interview with the baby, but we're gonna see how we go.
and for those of you on audio podcast, yes, I am face palming so hard right now.
This is why they love to come back to listen to us time and time again. It's the sultry voice that I've got as well.
Mm.
My hot water mullenness. But that being said, we are doing season 3, episode number 17,
The process.
Fragmentation.
Fragmentation. Jinx on you.
And I'm gonna ask you just straight out, what did you think about this episode?
It's one of my all-time favorites.
Uh-huh.
I
That's what I
love
kind
this
of thought.
episode.
Yeah. It is it is a lot of fun, this episode, I must admit. Although, we will get to the situation when something comes out of the box, and I just wanted just to touch on that small thing just for a moment because I really want to know, what not only what you think, but what our family thinks as well about
About
that. So, I'll
about
we'll get to it.
oh
We'll get to it. So the episode opens up where we've got the guys returning from well, they were supposed to be getting Chinese food for the gang to have dinner. And they sort of like they're walking up the
they got
stairs and
distracted.
they got distracted. They're returning with a very heavy box. And apparently,
They got distracted by a guy who looked like Adam West, so they followed him to a yard sale.
yes. And they paid $60. Now, obviously, when they got upstairs, now, funny enough is that there's Leonard carrying the box, and he's like, "Why do I have to carry the heavy stuff?" And Sheldon remarks that basically, Sheldon is the brains. Howard is the funny one. Raj is the foreigner that tries to learn our language and
The
learns our
lovable
culture,
foreigner who tries to learn our ways and
but
never quite gets
fails.
it. It fails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
by
Raj is like, what the heck?
and by default, that makes Leonard the muscle. And he goes, "Well, yeah, well, that would make me the pulled muscle if I had to carry it up another flight of stairs." So they go into the apartment, and there is Penny setting out some plates on the coffee table, and she's like, "Oh, thank goodness, you're back. I'm starving." And he goes, "Yeah, well, we didn't actually get Chinese food. We got something way better,
And she's like, don't tell me you brought home magic
magic
beans.
beans." And
And
Sheldon's like,
Sheldon's
"Well,
like,
technically."
technically, magic beans are food, but it would be such a waste to eat them because you could actually plant them and get a giant beanstalk that would add fiber for a small country.
And as Penny says, sometimes I just watch your mouth go up and
And
down.
down.
I think basically she just tunes out for the whole
Yeah.
thing because,
Yep.
yeah, if you
I
really want
get
to
that.
try and concentrate on Sheldon, it's just not going to work.
Nope.
So what they basically did do is they went, as Kat said, they went to a yard sale and paid $60 for a huge box of stuff,
For a mystery box
and they
because
don't
they
even
were
know what's in
closing
it.
up.
And
Yeah,
as Penny says, is there a new girlfriend in that box? Because you might
might
need
need
it.
one.
And we find that there is oh my God, a script from Ghostbusters with slime on it.
And it turns out
Until,
it's
until,
Ghostbusters 2. Josh points out it's Ghostbusters
yeah,
2, so Leonard just throws it over his shoulder.
yeah, never mind, throws away.
Yeah, I have to say Ghostbusters 2 was
It,
not great.
no, it wasn't. And then out of the box, Howard spots something. It is an elf doll.
No.
Now, his mother bought him an elf doll when he was 11, so
Right
he was,
after his dad left to
yeah,
help him sleep at night.
yeah. Now, this is why I want to talk to you a little bit about this and want the family to engage, hopefully, in this. He is saying to the elf doll, "Where is my dad? Bring my back my dad, puppet." Now, as we know, down the track there is a letter that is
Spoiler
found
alert.
that well, they would have already seen the episode.
Yeah, I know, but it's nice to say
Okay.
spoiler alert for
Anyway,
future episode.
there is a letter that is found that Sheldon has found that was sent to Howard. Howard never opened up the letter. It's a letter from his father, and each of their friends, Sheldon, the whole group, read the letter. Or actually, no,
No,
Sheldon tells them
Sheldon
what's in the
read
letter,
it, and because he
and
has an
then
eidetic memory, he can
yeah,
recite it
and then
exactly.
basically they make up a story in which to tell Howard
And
about
one
the
of them
letter
is and one of them is
without,
true.
yeah, without telling him directly. Now, Howard absolutely, you see that he wants to know where his father is.
Hmm.
Why didn't he read that letter?
Well, I think it's because as long as he has not read it, it's still possible that his father loves him and something happened. Whereas, if he reads the letter, it could be, well, I have another family now and I want nothing more to do with you, and complete rejection. And he couldn't deal with that.
Okay, so based on what we know about the letter, when each of the gang said their own respective stories, not one of them was a negative.
No, it wasn't because they all wanted to be gentle with Howard's feelings.
Yeah,
Sheldon's was ridiculous.
yes, it was.
Um, but
Do you think there is a possibility that in the letter was something
oh,
negative?
okay, I doubt that it was,
Hmm.
but Howard wouldn't want to take that chance.
And this is why, I see him talking to the Alf doll, saying, "Where's my dad?
Why didn't you bring him
Why
back?
didn't you
Yeah.
bring him back?" There is that part of him that wants his father back in his life. That's why I find it really, really interesting, and I think the family will agree with me that when we discover that letter and it's read to Howard, the different scenarios in that letter, you know,
Yeah.
he wants to know where his father is, but he's not willing to open the letter. And I understand what you're saying. There may be that open the letter, by the way, I've got a new family, don't ever contact me again, which would destroy anybody,
I mean,
obviously.
it's like as an adopted child. Part of me really wants to find my birth parents.
Yeah,
And if for no other reason than to say thank you for giving me to my mom and dad because they were the best.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Um, Part of me would like to know where I came from. I'd love to know if I had brothers and sisters. Um, I think it could be, I think it could be nice to have a relationship with my birth parents.
yeah,
But that being said, I also know other adopted children who found their birth parents and well, okay, yeah, I won't break confidence by saying who it was, but I know a couple of okay, I have a couple of friends who have actually got a great relationship with like their birth mother.
mm,
I have a few other people that sent out the feeler and was told under no circumstances are you ever to even think about reaching out to me again.
yeah,
And having grown up with that feeling of rejection, it's like I really don't want to go through that again.
yeah. My sister was lucky and lucky enough. My sister's adopted, and she got a chance to reconnect with her birth mother.
Hmm.
and her birth father and found out that she's got a brother and a sister, um, they don't have contact with each other. But her mother put it on the record that if in the event down the track my sister wants to find them, she can.
Hmm.
And she went there and she discovered what my sister's name was, that what we named her, or my mum and dad named her, and said, how she grew up and told her about me and about my mum and my dad and everything and what a wonderful life she's had. So in that regard, her birth mother was so very grateful about the fact that because she was a teen pregnancy, when she gave my sister up for
Yeah.
adoption, she was hoping, beyond hope that my sister would go to a loving family, which she did. So it was almost like it came full circle.
Yeah.
She, her birth mother found out that she had a wonderful childhood and a wonderful family, and so that put her mind at ease, knowing that, oh, okay, I did the right thing. I gave her up for adoption because I couldn't look after her because I was a teenager, but gave her the opportunity to have such a wonderful life,
Yeah.
which she did. So,
Yeah.
you know, there is certainly that. But I don't know. I always look at Howard and think to myself, you know, we hear so many times about his father being gone and him wanting to find his father and be with his father that, and yet something comes up like that letter and he just decides
Yeah.
to not go down that path. I mean, it is a very mature thing to do because
Which is surprising for Howard.
yeah, because in that letter is everything that he wants
Yeah.
to know. So,
Well, okay, let me ask you this.
yeah,
Why did Tom Hanks's character not open the box with the angel wings on Castaway?
yeah, well, because that box was giving him hope. It was the
Exactly.
one thing that was giving him hope.
Exactly.
But yeah, so
It's
he
the
never,
same type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So I like it how at one stage when they're going through the box, Penny comes, Sheldon actually says, the fact is that you don't know who Adam West is. Oh my goodness, what do you, and he looks at Leonard and goes, what do you talk about after the coitus? And I love it how Howard comes back with, wow, 4 minutes, new record. And he goes, and that's why I'm the funny one. Yes.
Yeah. No,
Um, and I like it how as we're going through, we find Mr. T's head on Mr. Spock's body.
no, we find
Mr.
Spock's head with no body,
And then we find
Mr.
Mr. T with
Mr.
no head,
T with
no
Spock's
head.
head on it.
No, Mr. T's got no head on it.
Oh, that's right. And then Spock's body with Mr. T's head.
Yes. I pity the fool for not being logical.
Yeah, I pity the fool is logical.
And we also find that they found an Indiana Jones connects the dot book.
Yeah.
Then they come and they find an Aquaman action figure. And now at this stage, Penny has decided to go
No,
home. No,
no,
no, she.
no, stop.
Okay.
So they find the Aquaman figure, and Howard notices that somebody drew a penis on it.
Yes.
And Raj is like, oh, that'll come off. So he licks his thumb and he starts rubbing on it.
Hmm. But
And
by this stage, because he is not able to talk in front of Penny, Penny's already gone home.
and Howard says, do you see what you're doing there? Stop it.
But I love Penny's little comment. She goes, "Well, I'm gonna go home, make myself a grilled cheese, and start shopping on eHarmony." And Leonard's like, "Okay, bye." So he's not even, not even worried. And then they find there was a ring box in the box, and they open it up, and they find what they assume to be the Lords of the ring.
The One Ring.
The one ring that something and does something else, and
Mm-hmm.
because I've only ever seen one movie of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I've seen
I
all
took
of
my
them at
okay,
least twice.
we took my stepson to see that movie, the very first Lord of the Rings, and at the end of the movie, I remember saying to him, "They've still got the ring," and he's like, "Yeah, they've got to make movie 2 and 3 yet." It's like I wasted 2.5 hours. They didn't even get to the mountain to throw the ring in. So, oh, and I also found out, just as a side note, do you know they are planning on doing Star Wars 10, 11, and 12?
No.
episode 10, 11, and 12, they're planning on making. I don't know how they're even going to pull that one off. No idea. So after they all agree, well, actually, after Raj agrees that they're all nerdy,
Ah,
for,
there. Okay. One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
and then that's where Raj goes, "Oh my
They're
God,
so nerdy.
we're nerdy, aren't we?"
And, the scary part is I was saying it along with them
But as I said,
because I
this.
am that big of a nerd.
But as I said, the sad part about this whole thing is the fact that Penny didn't know who Adam West was from TV's
She
Batman.
learns later.
She does.
Spoiler alert. Now, before we move on,
Yeah.
okay. So they were talking about that, and they say that it had the Elvish
Yes.
writing on it.
Script in it. Yeah.
And Sheldon corrects him by saying, Raj by saying, it's actually not Elvish, it is the language of Mordor written in Elvish script.
What's the difference?
Uh, it would be like Klingon written in English.
But if he said it's got Elvish script in it, and
Yeah.
he says no, it's the Mordor written in Elvish
No,
script.
yeah, it's the language of Mordor
Yeah.
written in Elvish script. So using like Elvish calligraphy, but the language and the grammar is Mordor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because
Um,
I've always thought that it's like, so isn't that exactly what Raj said? But
no, no, it's
clearly
not.
not. No.
No, but because you haven't watched The Rings, you don't understand.
I've seen number one.
Yeah, well, good for you.
That's all. Good for
Um,
me. Oh.
so the number of prop rings made,
Hmm.
as well as what happened to them, is what they talk about. And it actually does mirror the setup of The Lord of the Rings. Howard
Okay.
claims that nine prop rings were made, nine rings given to the nine rings given to the race of men, three were taken home by the cast, three rings were given to the elves, and the rest were destroyed, leaving just the one ring.
Mm.
In actuality, many, many more replicas were made over the course of shooting the films. However,
Hmm. Okay.
the original rings worn in the movies did not have the Elvish writing on them. That was added later digitally in post-production.
Oh. Well, was there one ring that was stolen?
There is okay, so there is the one ring, which is the one that Bilbo has, and it makes
Right.
him go invisible and stuff like that. But
Right.
you'll all okay, so the reason why it is one of the differences that it makes for the language of Mordor is the ring was created in the fires of Mordor,
Right.
which is where Frodo's trying to take it back to.
Is that Mount Doom?
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
the fires of Mount Doom, which is
Right.
part of Mordor. And he it, and in the first Lord of the Rings film, Gandalf is concerned that this is the One Ring.
Yeah.
And he basically puts it into the fire, and the ring does not burn, but it reveals the script on it.
I remember seeing something about that
And that
script.
and that that is one of the clues that it's the language of Mordor rather than Elvish.
Elvish.
Yeah,
Right. I gotcha. See, I'm not that uncultured. I know things,
I am such a nerd.
kind of.
Now it makes me want to watch Lord of the Rings again.
No, we're gonna watch episode one, two, and three today of Star Wars,
Oh, okay.
possibly.
Yeah,
Um,
you know I need to rest, don't
although
you?
we need dippage.
You just know I need to rest.
Yes.
I'll
Do
make
we have,
dibbage if you cut carrots for me.
you want me to cut carrots?
Mhm.
All right, okay, I'll cut carrots. Anybody else that wants to come over, just let us know. We'll just bring you over.
Yeah, come and hang out with us in the home
Yeah,
cinema, watch
come and
movies.
hang out with Oliver the Wonder Puppy, and
I call
us
him the semi-wonder dog.
Oliver the
He's
semi
currently asleep under my desk at the moment.
Oliver the semi Wonder Puppy,
Yep,
and we can all watch Star Wars together
yep,
on the big screen because we have a home
the home
cinema.
cinema.
A cinema, thank you. So the next scene we see is the boys are in Caltech cafeteria, and Howard has been checking on a guy who
No,
deals.
before that,
Okay, yes.
um, Raj asks Sheldon if there's ketchup on the table behind him because he wants him to grab it to give it to him for his hamburger. It,
No, that is not that. We are in the cafeteria first, aren't we?
that's at Caltech cafeteria.
Yeah. The one you're talking about is when they're in the Cheesecake Factory,
Oh,
when
Mm.
Penny comes in.
Oh, aren't they there first? And
No, they're in the.
yeah, hold on. Let me check my notes because I put
I
these
thought
in
they were.
order of appearance. Cheesecake Factory first, Caltech Cafeteria next.
Okay,
So I am right.
then I
Ah!
you are right. I am wrong. Okay,
I'm sorry, say that again?
you are right, and I am wrong.
Thank you. And I actually can get a word in edgewise. Okay. So Raj asks Sheldon if there's ketchup on the table behind him, and he says, yes, there is, and then goes into a spiel about ketchup
Yes.
and how it started and was used for sauce and blah, 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 blah. Just for amusement,
Mm.
Sheldon's ketchup spiel was almost a word for word recitation of a portion of the ketchup entry on Wikipedia at the time, with the only difference that a few of the other flavors had been omitted.
Really?
I thought that was amusing.
I like that. So he took the time to go onto Wikipedia and learn about ketchup.
Apparently so.
That is pretty. That's dedication to ketchup.
Yep.
Really. I used to put ketchup on everything until Kat made her special oil, and then I don't do it anymore.
And now we
Um,
actually taste things first before we put stuff on top of them.
and 9 times out of 10, I don't put anything on it.
Okay, so when I do anything like, say, lamb chops or whatever, he's like, please tell me you're using the magic
The
oil.
oil. Hmm.
And I actually made a dinner the other night where
Oh,
I
so good.
marinated the chops for 24 hours in a spiced yogurt sauce.
It was beautiful.
And then we put them in the air
Oh.
fryer. And I'll tell you, it made them so they were like fork tender.
Hmm. They were forking beautiful.
Yeah, they were, yeah. So that's 2 times now I've gotten him to eat meat without
What do you
tomato sauce.
mean 2 times? You get to get me to
No,
do it all the time.
okay, so either with the oil or now with the yogurt
Yeah,
marinade.
but I don't put
But I'm just
ketchup on
saying,
things.
otherwise you put ketchup all over. You drown everything in ketchup.
Other than sausages, what else do I put ketchup on?
Just work with me here for
Okay.
crying out loud.
All right.
I'm just
Uh,
saying, I got you off of the damn sauce.
yes, you did. Exactly right. So how would
Your
we
mother
see?
is still in shock.
Yeah, I know. So in this scene, we're seeing that Howard has been checking with a guy who deals with black mark under the seedy underbelly of the
The collect.
collectible, you know. And
You
I
mean
like it
Eddie
how,
Crispo?
yeah, and Raj says Eddie Crispo. So apparently,
Yeah, because Howard's trying to make it look like he has these really amazing secret connections
yeah,
and stuff. And he's
I
like,
know a
oh,
lot
you
of
mean
dangerous
Eddie?
people.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like Eddie Crispo?
And we find out that apparently a real deal, ring used in the movie
Was
would be
stolen,
worth would was stolen, and it'd be worth about $15,000 on the black market.
which
Now
isn't
this
bad.
it is not bad, and of course Raj says, "Well, how much is it?" And he goes, "It'd be worth $15,000." He goes,
I
"Well,
personally think
that
it would be worth more than that.
exactly." Now he says, "Now that is a lot of money. So what we should be doing is we should invest that money and buy a jet ski." And I love it how Raj, or I think it's how it goes, why a jet ski? And he goes, well, you see so many,
All of the beautiful and successful people in the movies ride jet skis, so that cannot be an accident.
yeah, it can't be a coincidence.
Yeah.
And Leonard insists, no, we're not buying a jet ski. What we should be doing is returning it to Peter Jackson
Yeah.
in New Zealand because it's not theirs.
Yeah.
Now I love it how Penny comes in and says, how's the food that I actually bought you that instead of a huge box of crap? And I love it how Leonard goes, oh, the food's quite nice. The sarcasm's a bit on the nose.
Dale.
Yeah. And he says, listen, could you do me a favor? Could you hold on to
Okay,
this?
okay. So in the few minutes preceding this, Sheldon has been continually stealing the ring. He took it off the table when Leonard put it down. He took it out of Leonard's pocket. He's been
He also
stealing the
claims
ring.
that this is maritime salvage. And as Leonard says,
How is
why
this
would
possibly maritime salvage?
and Sheldon goes, well, other than water, how could it
Other
not
than the
be?
lack of water, how is
Now,
it not?
I love it how the fact that when Howard is holding it, Sheldon, you can see this sitting there, and then he goes, "Mine," and he grabs it off of Howard's hand, and
Yeah.
he says, "Because I was the one
Who
that
found it
found
in
it
the
in the
box?
box, then
Maritime
basically it's
salvage
mine.
law dictates that it's mine.
And I really love it. There's the next scene,
Actually, no, actually, the best moment of that entire scene
and I'm thinking this is the one I was going to talk about.
is when Leonard takes it away from him and he says, "No, it's not ours. It should go back to Peter Jackson."
Yeah.
And Sheldon looks at him and he says, why is it I never get my
Get my
way
way.
in
Yeah.
this?" And the look on Leonard's face, he's like, how
You
do you
always
never
get your
not
way.
get your way? You always get your way. And Sheldon says, "Give me the ring and I'll concede the point."
Yeah, it's like, if I agree to that instant, just give me the ring and I'll, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my.
And
But
that's
when he
when,
goes, oh, you always get your way. I mean, just and anyone that's seen this episode will see Leonard's face. It's like what?
yeah,
How
exactly.
could you not?
And
How could
it's
you say that?
exactly, his face represents what we're all thinking.
Oh, because as soon as he says that
And that's when Penny comes by and says, "How do you like the food that I brought to you rather than just promising to get for you?"
and bringing you a whole box of crap instead.
And Leonard says, "Would you mind holding on to something for me?" And she's like, "What?" And he says, "This rings because we're kind of fighting over it." And she's like, "Let me get this straight. The first piece of jewelry that my boyfriend gives me is a crappy movie prop ring that I can't even keep."
Yes.
And he's like, yeah,
But in this regard, they have to do something about it because of the fact that they're all really fighting over this ring.
yeah, big time."
Now, Leonard is Leonard is on the right path.
Well,
He is doing the right thing. It is really not theirs if they've found it.
well, not just that, but well, okay, he later says, I just want to say it now
Mm,
because I don't want to forget.
no.
But in a couple of scenes, they're like, "Where's the ring?" And he says, "It's in a box on its way to Peter Jackson's office in New Zealand because it
Mm,
wasn't ours." And they're like, "You had no right to do that." And he said, "Look, if we had kept it, we would have one person who has it and three people that used to be his friend that are jealous of it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not worth it."
No, no. Losing friendship over this scenario is not worth it.
No, it's not.
But right now, we're at that point in the episode where we're just fighting over this ring.
Yeah. So Penny puts on the
So
ring.
Penny has got it now around her neck. Now, the
Yes.
following scene we see is that night we're seeing
I love this scene.
Penny and Leonard are in bed together. I'm going to let you talk about this scene because this is one of your favorite scenes. So,
Yeah, it is. So Penny and Leonard are in bed. And Sheldon comes in and he wants to try and get the ring. And he can't quite get it. So
first of all, he goes to grab it, and Penny rolls over onto her stomach.
yep. So then he imitates a mosquito
Yeah,
and she turns back over and he still can't quite get it. So he leaves the room, comes back with one of those grabber things.
which Kata said we need in the house.
Well, okay, I'm short
Yeah.
and my ceilings are high and I have a spice cupboard where if I want to get any of the higher up spices, I literally have to get out the step stool
Or get me
if
out.
Paul isn't home. And yeah, he can reach the higher shelves. I can't.
Yeah.
So I keep wanting to get one of those grabbers so I can pull stuff down off the high shelves.
It's only
So
because I'm
anyway,
6 foot, so
he has one of those little grabber things and he goes to get the ring from around Penny's to lift it up so he can get the clasp and undo it. And of course, the movement and the pulling on the chain wake Penny up and she punches him in the face.
she screams first at the top of her lungs,
Yeah, because
and then
I mean, you're
you got this person
startled when
standing
somebody's
over
like
you.
right over you, right?
Yeah.
And she reflexively just punched him as hard as she could. And Sheldon, of course, starts screaming. He's like, "You hit me! I'm bleeding!" and runs out of the room. And Leonard wakes up as Penny's turning back over to snuggle with him,
What
and
the
he's like,
hell's that?
"What the hell was that?" And she's like, "Oh, Sheldon tried to get the ring, so I punched him." And he puts his arms around her. He's like, "That's my girl." So then the next day, we're at the cafeteria,
Yep.
and Howard is saying to Sheldon, "So how did it feel to get beat up by a girl?" And the camera turns around to Sheldon, and we see he's got two black eyes.
and the tape across his nose. And he said
Yeah.
it's not the first time. He said there was a amount of times that I was assaulted. The assault started in utero because of my
Yeah.
sister. He said if only I had the mind to absorb her, I would have actually just had a mole with hair out growing out of it rather than a tedious
Christmas card.
Christmas letter every year.
Yep. So remember, in the killer robot instability, Penny punched Howard after he tried to kiss her, and he ended up with the same injury.
Yes, he did.
So Sheldon, as we know, does talk about how if he had reabsorbed his sister in utero, he would not have to deal with her tedious Christmas letter.
Hmm.
However, Sheldon and Missy are fraternal twins and came from separate eggs, so he could not have reabsorbed her.
No, they have to
No.
be in the same sack, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Separate sacks not going to work.
Nope.
Oh dear. So the next scene we see after Howard asking Sheldon about that, Raj comes in with a laptop and he
Yeah.
says, have we decided that we're going to sell the ring and divide the money?" And they're like, "No." And he goes, I thought you might say that." And he said, and he opens up the laptop and he goes, "This is my lawyer and cousin, and it's
Yeah.
Venkesh Kutrapalli." And he is trying to negotiate with the fact that he said, "Okay, my client, Raj, will give up every and all claims to the ring for
To jet ski.
two Kawasaki jet skis." And they're like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, well then let's just, we won't play hardball. One Kawasaki jet ski, that's it." And Leonard's like, "No, no jet skis." And he goes, "Okay, forget the jet skis." And Love Raj goes, "What? Forget the jet skis?"
You're
And he
useless. And he's like, I told you that when you
before
tried
I
when
yeah,
you
before you
tried to
hired
hire
me.
me.
And he
But what
goes,
was
"They
really
played
funny,
hardball. We lost."
what was really funny though, and you're like, call your mother,
Yeah, she
is that
worries.
okay, so the laptop is here and Raj is here on the
Yeah,
side.
so we got Raj, we got Sheldon, we got Howard, we got Leonard.
That's irrelevant.
Okay.
We're talking about the laptop and Raj. So Raj is sitting to the side of the laptop,
Hmm.
and Raj's cousin is going,
Trying to look to the
call your mother. And so it looks like he's looking at Raj, but he can only see straight ahead.
exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I like it. I like that scenario that he's literally trying to look around the laptop to tell Raj to call his mother.
Yeah.
So this is where they come up with a very, very interesting scenario.
My favorite part of this is that everyone else in the lunchroom is watching this. They
Yeah,
act, all the other extras turn and watch this
yeah.
exchange going, what the hell are they doing?
So now they bring out the ring. Leonard
Yep.
brings out the ring again, and he's
Yep.
saying we need to give this back to Peter Jackson. This is where Sheldon grabs the ring.
Yep.
Howard grabs the ring. Raj grabs the ring.
And so does
And
Leonard.
so Leonard's holding it. So all the guys are holding the ring now.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay, let go of the ring." It's like, "No, you let go of the ring."
And they
And
come
this
up with
way,
the idea that the last one holding gets to keep it.
yeah.
Leonard
Now I
creates,
like it. Sorry, wait. I love it how Howard says, "You realize there is something on the Sci-Fi Channel tonight,
hmm,
like a movie marathon."
yeah.
And he goes, "So you should let go of the ring and go home." Like I was like, "Go home."
No, it started with Leonard saying, why don't we start this when we get home?
Yeah.
And
And Raj
Roger's
goes,
like,
"Okay, let go of the
fine, let
ring."
go of the ring. And he's like, no. And
No,
that's when Howard's like, well, there's this
movie marathon on
marathon of
Sci-Fi.
whatever. And they're all like, yeah, whatever. And they decide that, okay, we start now.
Now
That
this is the
that would have
as
been
Kat
real
was
fun
saying.
driving home like that.
Yeah. Now as Kat was saying, this is the whoever has still has hold of the ring at the end of the contest wins the ring.
Yeah.
So they start to walk out of this is where all the extras are watching them going, "What the hell?" They start walking out of the lunchroom and Raj goes, my laptop." So they've got to walk back to get the laptop. They're all still holding this ring. So the next scene we see as they're all walking upstairs holding the ring. And as it comes up, as they say, "This is ridiculous." And Leonard goes, "Yeah, well, it should have been ridiculous with us driving home like this."
Hmm.
So they get to the top of the stairs, they get to Sheldon and Leonard's apartment, and Leonard goes to put the key into the door and
and
drops the
drops the
key.
keys.
So this is where
And
they
I
have
love it how Raj is like, okay, everyone, and
plie,
plie, and they all go down. They get the keys and releve.
and they come up. Now this is where Penny comes up, and Leonard goes, I know it's a bit silly, but whoever holds the ring, gets the
Gets it.
ring, and he goes, I know it's
Determines its
silly.
fate.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
know
get
it's
it. They determine its fate.
yeah, and he says, I know it's silly, and she goes, No, 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 you are my
You're my
boyfriend.
boyfriend. Whatever's
Nothing you do
important
is
to you is
yeah.
important to me. Not silly. And by the way, this bag is from Victoria's Secret.
Uh-huh. And walks in the apartment, and Leonard's holding the ring, and he goes, I'm out, and goes into Penny's apartment. Which, in all honesty, if you're a red-blooded man, you would
Straight, man.
straight man, you would drop that ring in a heartbeat and run into Penny's apartment if she has got a bag from Victoria's Secrets. So now we've got three people playing the game: Sheldon, Howard, and Raj. Now, this is funny enough. You actually said, or did I say we were amazed that actually Howard didn't drop the ring as well? But as you said, it's not for Howard. So,
Yeah. So
regardless of
how
whether he,
Howard would not benefit from the
yeah,
Victoria's
at
Secret
all,
bag. So
yeah. And obviously, we all know that Sheldon was right about the power of sex because Leonard gives up the possibility of getting that ring
yep.
over and above Penny. So later in the apartment, we are seeing that Howard has rung his mother to try to explain that he has to work late.
And
But
Raj is
Raj
being
is
such
messing
a
him up.
little shit.
Yeah. Raj is like, I'm so glad we came to this Gentile strip club. Howard, here's more bacon to tuck into the chick's G-string.
And he was just like, I'll call you back later. And it's like it was so rude.
Yeah, but I love it how he goes, it's so nice to let your mother know that you're going to be late home for dinner because I know that if a woman doesn't breastfeed, that her boobies get rather engorged.
And he's like, leave my mother's boobies
Boobies
out of
out
it.
of this. And this is where they decide that they're going to start talking about,
Well, Sheldon says, oh, well, if that's the case, then go after his mother.
yes,
And then they're both like, well, we should go after your mother.
your
And he's like,
mother.
go right ahead. I have no illusions about my mother.
No,
And then they're like,
she's
well, what about,
basically she's got a slight Dr. Pepper addiction
yep.
and she's overly Christian, but yeah, go ahead, talk
But
about it.
she's a kind, loving woman, and
Yeah,
which is absolutely true. And
until
then Raj is like, well, how about we go after your grandmother?
grandmother.
And he's like, no memas. And he's like, well, you realize that the only reason your mother was born was because your grandmother had
Sex.
sex.
And I bet she
She
liked
liked
it.
it. And she didn't just have it to have kids. She liked it. Yeah, grandma did the nasty. And
And this is
that's
where
when he
Sheldon,
starts screaming, waterfalls,
yeah, dripping
bubbling
faucets.
streams.
Yeah, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm trying to basically make you pee subliminally.
Yeah, yeah, because the more you think about rushing water,
It
the
makes
more
you want
you're
to go to the
going,
bathroom."
and it's true. That actually does happen.
Until Sheldon goes,
And
"I've
they're
got to
like, it's
pee."
not working. And he's like, yes, it is. I have
Yes,
to
it is.
pee.
I have to pee. So this is where all
And
of
then,
them
well,
have to go to the
Raj is like,
bathroom.
well, then let go of the ring. And he's like,
Go to the bathroom.
no.
No,
And then Howard's like, you know what? I do kind of have to pee. So the three,
I don't know how this would work.
and he says, okay, um, Raj is like, okay, on three, we'll go. So one, two, and Sheldon says, wait, stop before on three. I just want to be clear. Are we standing up or do
Or
we
we
pee?
pee. I love
And
that Raj goes, "We stand up."
yeah, and
He
then they're
goes,
all
"Oh, good
moving into the
choice."
bathroom, and Howard's like, I think this might have been a bad day to wear suede shoes.
Now, the next scene we see is that they have
Um,
fallen asleep on the sofa, and we see that Howard's already let go of the ring. Raj is holding it with Sheldon, and
Sheldon,
he lets go of the ring
and turns
and
over to
cut it
cuddle
with Howard.
Howard.
And this is where Sheldon goes, "I've done it. I've done it. It's mine." And he runs off to clean it because he wants to make it pretty.
We will clean the process. We will make it pretty. We will only take it out when we go to the park.
And so what happens in this little sequence?
And then he looks up and realizes that he has changed into Gollum. with the bald hair, the sparse little hair, and the face and everything. Now, apart from when Sheldon realizes that he has changed into Gollum from the Two Towers,
Hmm.
there is another parallel from the movie when Sheldon, like Gollum, tries to take the One Ring from the sleeping Penny and Leonard, which Gollum tried to take from Sam and Frodo.
Okay.
But they wake up and attack him. Same thing.
Right. Okay. At one stage, they also did say that Sheldon actually remarks that they want to take it out only on special occasions to go to the park and reenact
Like their favorite scenes
favorite
from the
scene from the
movie.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And even Howard goes, that does sound really cool, you
Yeah,
know.
does sound fun.
So after that scene, we see that Sheldon screams and he wakes up. So obviously we found that all of them had fallen asleep,
And
and this is
all of
where
them
they
had let go of the ring.
yeah, and they're all trying to find the ring, and they're like, well, where is it? Where is it? And Leonard says they're
And Leonard gets
basically
up and is making himself coffee and
yeah
says that it's in a box on its way to Peter Jackson's office in
in
New
New
Zealand
Zealand.
where it belongs.
And they said, well, you had as Fezra goes where it came from, and Raj goes the fires of Mount
Mount
Doom, and he goes
Doom.
no. To Peter Jackson's office in New Zealand, it wasn't ours. And they're like, and how's the first person to say you had no right to do that? And he goes, what do you mean? I came into the apartment, you were all asleep, and the ring was on the floor.
Yeah,
And
nobody
Raj
got
goes,
it.
yeah, and Raj goes, then, well, then we start over
And he's like,
until there's a
no,
winner.
we're not going to start over because there will be no winner.
Yeah.
There will be one guy with the ring and three guys that used to be his friends.
Yeah,
And that's just not worth it.
which is a very genuine
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
have. So this is where we follow Leonard, and no, Leonard goes to go into his bedroom with a cup of coffee, cup of tea, whatever, and he says, "I and what who." Listen, the mess in that bathroom, I am not
Not,
cleaning
he's
up,
like, I don't know what happened in that bathroom, but I
but I
am
am not.
not cleaning it up.
So we follow Leonard into his bedroom. He goes in the bedroom, closes the door, goes under his bed, and takes out a shoebox. And opens the shoebox and takes out the ring and says,
Precious.
my
My
precious.
precious.
Now, this is where I said to Kat, you keep it in the box.
And you don't
You
tell
don't
anybody
tell
about it.
anybody.
Yeah.
The next scene we see, getting towards the end of the episode, is that we see that Leonard is asleep, and we see the grabber coming in from the right hand side, and it pulls it off, pulls the
Pulls the
shirt down,
blanket
blanket
down,
down, and there is Leonard wearing
wearing the
the
ring.
ring.
And
And
Sheldon's like,
Sheldon,
I knew it.
now you don't wear a ring if you've said it's gone.
Yeah.
And certainly not in that situation where Sheldon will do things of a night time when you were asleep.
Yeah.
So Sheldon goes to grab the ring, and immediately Leonard wakes up and grabs his hand. And Sheldon's like, "Give us the precious." And he goes, "Never." And he grabs a hold of him and he pulls. Now, Penny's in bed with him as well. So he pulls Sheldon onto the bed. They start wrestling around, going, give me that ring." And I love it how Penny gets out of bed and goes, I have got to go back to dating you stupid guys from the gym. And we're seeing that Sheldon and Leonard are rolling around on the bed Sheldon's trying to get the ring. Leonard's trying to keep the ring. The episode then goes black,
Yep.
and that is the end of the episode.
Yep.
It is it is a very, very fast episode, everybody.
I
It
love
really
that
is
episode.
because of the fact that just how good this episode
Yeah,
was.
it is one of those that it's a 22-minute episodes that flies by in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
But as I said, you don't take it out to the knowledge of everybody else. That ring is in
Is
a FedEx
gone.
box
So you make
going back to New Zealand.
sure that it's never at a time that anybody can see it.
But I just
Yeah.
love it when Sheldon comes in with the grabber, takes the sheet down and goes, "I knew it." It's
You
you
don't
don't
do that.
wear it.
Yeah.
Why would you wear it?
I mean, honestly, if you had something like that, you'd build like a shadow box for it.
But once
Yeah.
again, you've told the other three that
Well,
it's
I'm just
gone.
saying a
But yeah,
normal
yeah,
person would
normal
like
person you'd put it
display
in a
it
shadow
under
box. Yeah,
glass.
absolutely.
You wouldn't
Um,
keep playing with it.
no, you put it under a plexiglass with a like
Yeah.
a light or something just to
Yeah.
illuminate it, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't wear it. Because if that ring is the real ring, that is priceless. I mean, you could literally ring up Peter Jackson and he'd be like, okay, so you want what, $8, $10 million for it? I'll send it to you to give me back the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. Well, you see,
So
but that's the thing. And I get the boys' desire to keep it because damn, I would want to too.
yeah.
but the reality is that we know it was stolen.
Yeah,
And honestly, the right thing to do would be to reach out to Peter Jackson's office and say, I think I found your ring.
yeah. Now he might say, "Thank you, give me it back." I mean, even Howard says, I would be willing to give the ring back to Peter Jackson as long as he makes me a Hobbit in his next movie.
And
You could
Leonard's
do
like,
that.
we're not going to extort Peter
Yeah,
Jackson. I mean, yeah, and that would be fun. I want to be in the next movie.
yeah.
Um,
I
but
found this ring. Is there any chance that I could be in the next movie? Yep, absolutely.
and just say, look, I want to send it back to you because that is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask for any kind of
Reward or
reward
incentive
or
or yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But if you did choose to do that, I'd love to be in one of your movies as an
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I have to
who
admit, I
knows?
wouldn't mind having dinner with Peter Jackson. I'd love to talk to him about some of his work.
Been seeing a lot lately of like, celebrities doing like signings and stuff like that at conventions.
Hmm.
Um, there's been some really, and I don't know why we don't get celebrities here in Australia that come here. I mean,
Because it
I
takes freaking forever to get here.
I know. I mean, I would
And
just,
then when they come, they go to Perth, Melbourne, and or Sydney.
and that is it.
And that's it. It's like, come on, Adelaide is beautiful. It's nice, and we're here.
Exactly.
That is the
But
best reason of all to come.
if, Heather Langenkamp ever listens to this podcast and goes, I should go to Australia, please come to Adelaide, or if not, just let us know
I mean,
so
there
I can
is like
go there to meet you
I forget what it's called, but there is like a version of Comic Con that does happen here. And
Yeah,
yeah, well,
OzCon,
um,
the Oz Comic Con.
one of the last, is sometime in the last couple of years, Nicholas Brendan was here.
Who's that?
Xander from Buffy.
Oh, right. Oh, that
Yeah,
poor guy that passed
and then
away
he
now.
died.
Passed
Yeah.
away.
And because I was just like, okay, I can't make it this year. I had something else on. So
Yeah,
the next time he comes, I'm going and I want to get an autograph. And then he died
yeah, I would have actually gone there and actually said to him that we actually named my son
after
after
his
his
character.
character
Yeah. I think there's a few people that have done that. My friend Mindy, she and her husband named their Xander after Xander
from Buffy.
from Buffy.
Because it was really nice that,
And I'm
that
so
Xander,
sad that Anthony Stewart had died.
yes,
That I
yes.
mean, oh, the Ultimate Watcher.
Mm.
That just broke
The
my
original,
heart.
the best one. He wasn't the
Yeah.
original. The original one was not, Sutherland, Donald Sutherland
Donald
from
Sutherland in
in
the
the movie
movie. Yeah,
Buffy.
the movie doesn't count.
The movie does count. That
No,
was the
it
original
doesn't.
Buffy.
No, it doesn't.
Christy Swanson is the original Buffy.
Yeah, and she was not Buffy.
I thought she was great as Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy.
Hmm.
And yeah, Buffy didn't really begin until Sarah Michelle Gellar era.
Well, if Christy Swanson ever listens to this podcast and listens to this episode,
Um,
I always class you as the original Buffy. So there. So what was our food count this week?
One Cheesecake Factory, one Caltech.
Wow, okay. Not very heavy this week
Now it was a
in
pretty
food.
light episode for that.
Yeah.
And our question of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I want to hear your answer, both Paul and the fam.
Okay.
If you found a super valuable collectible, something that you would love to have in your collection, at a yard sale in a box you bought, but think it was there by mistake, what would you do with it? Would you keep it? Would you return it? Or would you sell it?
Keep it. Sorry. I would keep it. If I found something so rare in a yard sale
Oh, yeah.
that I absolutely was looking for and wanted so desperately,
You mean like your half and half pin that I found?
hmm
I
I
can't believe. Okay, I found that and paid for it legit. They
yeah,
had no idea what they had.
yeah,
Do we have any idea what that is worth?
no.
Because probably because it's so
Because every
rare.
time I go,
It's a one of a kind. Nobody
it,
really even knows it exists.
no, every time I go to look for it, it keeps coming up with we don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would probably. I don't think I would. No, I wouldn't give it back, and I wouldn't sell it. But I would certainly keep it. What
Okay.
about you?
I knew you were going to say that.
Mm.
Um,
You don't have to answer the question. You can just put it out to the family.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, it depends on how it came to me in the yard sale box like that. Okay, if it were something like the One Ring, because honestly, that is something I would love to have.
Hmm.
Um, and if I knew it had been stolen at some point, I definitely wouldn't go back to the people whose yard sale it was.
Nope.
Um, I I probably would end up reaching out to Peter Jackson's people.
Really?
Yeah. And saying, I think I found the stolen ring.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would.
See,
I, d-
I
I
was
don't think
watch.
my conscience was let me do that.
Hmm. No, I don't know. I mean, it's just I would, yeah, I would probably hold on to if I found something that was so rare that I wanted so desperately. Um, on the provide. Okay, let's take out the fact that it was stolen, right? So
Okay.
let's say you found something that was not stolen,
Okay.
okay, in a yard sale that was so rare that you actually wanted it, and the owners didn't know what they had and were selling it,
Oh, I'd
and
so
you
keep
got it,
it.
you just so keep it.
I'd so keep it.
Yeah. So that was the same as me. If unless I found something that was so sought after by, and let's just point out, Kiss were looking for something that had been stolen from them and they just didn't
Um,
know where it was, and I found it. Would I keep it? No, honestly, if I found something that had been stolen from them, I would probably
reach
reach out to
out.
them and give it back to them.
Yeah.
Because even if I decided to be, I've got it, whatever, you got to remember if you find something that was stolen from an artist that they are looking for, you can't display it, as in you can't put it up on Facebook, you can't put it
Yeah.
on Instagram because someone's going to see it and is going to track you down, or are going to alert the authorities, or are going to alert the artist and say, "We know where it is."
Yeah.
So it's like there was a guy I was watching this documentary, I think it was on YouTube, about the fact that there was this guy that had stolen all this Star Wars merchandise
Oh,
from
yeah. And then
Ranch
yeah.
Obi-Wan. And
Yeah.
then he goes and puts it up on Instagram and Facebook to say, I've got all this stuff in there. And the collectors are sitting there going, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
How do you have this? This is the only one that's available. And it's got Rancho's
Rancho one.
Obi-Wan. So this idiot goes and puts it up, going, "Oh, look what I've got! Look what I've got!" And also then tries to sell some of the stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he got found out. So, if you found something that was not stolen, yes, I would keep it if they didn't know what they had.
Yeah.
But if I found something that Gene Simmons was looking, or Paul, or Peter, or whatever it was, and I found it, yeah, I would reach out to them and say, "Listen, I know you've been looking for this. For some reason, I was in a yard sale. I found it.
Yeah.
I want to send it back to you." You know? Is there any chance you just send me something signed or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Something small, just to
Yeah.
say that, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd do the right thing like that. But if I found something in a yard sale that
Well,
the
it's
owners
it's
did
it's
not know,
it's like when we went to that one collectible store and we bought the 12-inch dolls, all four of them.
hmm,
Um, they were worth at least 5 times what I paid for them
yeah,
when I paid for them.
yeah,
And I'm like, if the and of course I tell Paul, just be cool. We're gonna do it. You can geek out on them at home. And of course he's sitting there going, oh, okay.
yeah. Well, that's just me.
If you've ever seen that commercial where the guy's like, play it cool when he and his wife go in to look at the house,
Yeah,
because if you play it cool, we'll get it for a better price. And she immediately walks in. She's like, oh my God, I love it. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. And he's just like, yeah. Well, that's Paul in this moment.
yes, it is.
Fortunately, the guy doing the ringing it up wasn't really paying attention to him. He was paying attention to me because I was the one buying them. And it's like if they don't know what they have, I'm not going to tell them.
No, exactly. So that, yeah. So in that scenario, I would just keep them and go, mine. You were stupid
Yeah,
enough.
if they don't know what they have and I buy it for a steal,
Yeah.
it's like okay, so Paul has this button that was created with jeans, and is it okay if I tell this? Okay.
Hmm.
Um with Gene Simmons' face on it, half in makeup, half without makeup. And they made the one and they decided they didn't like it, so they didn't make any more. So there's only one of these that's ever been created. And I was in a record store somewhere, I forget where exactly.
Victor Harbor.
Yeah, I think it was Victor. Oh, yeah, that's right. When I was there, I was there for the festival, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Because you weren't with me, and it's so rare for you to not be with me down at Victor Harbor.
Mm.
And so I was asking the guy for like his collectibles and just something fun and unique to give Paul for his birthday and or Christmas or Father's Day or something. I forget what it was. But anyway, he showed me the buttons and at first I'm like, that one's kind of weird. He's like, yeah, it's a little unique and whatever. And but they were like 5 for 25. So I bought that one and four others, and that guy had no idea that that was the only one of its kind and that it was basically priceless.
Yeah.
And I bought it for $5.
Yep.
Yep.
So if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, you know what you know.
Yeah. So perpetual motion squad 00 at gmail.com. That's where you can answer the question if you want to email us directly, or you can answer us on the Facebook page
Mm-hmm.
or in the group.
Yep.
And you can also
Well,
email it
do it
or
on the page because that's where the question is.
yep. And then you can also answer us if you don't have access to that, you can answer us on Spotify.
Or
One
YouTube.
other yeah, or YouTube.
Yeah, you can
But
drop it
one
in the comments, the
yeah,
show comments.
one other thing that I meant to mention before we
Mm,
finish off the
what's that?
podcast is that the new RSS feed is now back onto TuneIn, which
Ah,
means
okay.
that our podcast is now up to date on TuneIn Radio.
Cool.
So if
Good
you
job, honey.
so if you swapped over to Spotify, going, okay, that's the only way that I was listening to them, but I used to love listening to them on
Tune
TuneIn.
in.
Go back to TuneIn
Yep, you
because
can.
our regular episodes now, and I want to thank TuneIn for reaching out to us. They actually really did very, very well. We actually
Mm.
emailed them. It was about 5 or so days. No, no, you emailed them. Oh,
I didn't email them.
you did. You sat here and typed on my in my on the keyboard because I was doing it slowly. And we reached out to them and said, listen, our old RSS feed is still on TuneIn. We've got a new RSS feed, but how do we
We
swap
can't
it
figure
over?
out how to
Yeah.
update it. Yeah.
They said, that's fine, no worries. Send us the new RSS feed. We'll do it all for you. We emailed them, sent the RSS feed. Within a couple of days, it was up and done.
Yep.
And they then emailed me back and said, is everything okay? Is it all running well? Let us know. I'm like, yep, it does. It's working beautifully. They said, okay, if you ever get any problems, let us know and we'll fix it.
Yep.
So the new RSS feed for TuneIn, our podcast, is now up on there. So if you do want to listen to us back on TuneIn Radio, go back and have a listen to us.
Yep.
We're there. Yep.
And we are recording this the day before American Father's Day. So, first of
Mhm.
all, happy Father's Day, baby.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to send Paul a coffee to celebrate Father's Day,
Yes.
you can reach out to us at perpetualmotionsquad00 at gmail.com and we'll send you the link. Or it's also pinned on the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and in the show
Spotify.
and every show notes in Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah. So you can always click on that or just copy the link
And
and it'll just take you there.
yep, we're always grateful for any amount from $1 to 1,000.
Yep.
We gratefully accept any and all coffees.
Exactly right.
Yep. Okay, so Chuck Lorre Productions number 280. You know you're getting old when you throw out your back on the toilet.
Okay.
Exactly. You
Hmm.
shave your ears. Your
Oh my
second
God.
wife calls your first wife ma'am.
You don't
You're,
do that.
no, I don't.
You don't do that.
Mm-mm. You're genuinely excited when your prescriptions arrive in the mail. You read the obituaries in the newspaper to check the ages of the dead people.
Haven't done that for a while.
Well, we don't get newspapers
No.
anymore. Everything's online. You read a newspaper.
That way, yeah.
You're bummed out that the smoking hot chick from Body Heat now looks like William Shatner in drag. You say bummed out. Women your age have real breasts and artificial hips.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Masturbation leaves you winded. You try to amuse the
Uh,
kid hooking up your Blu-ray player by telling him about Betamax.
oh yeah, VHS.
You pee in Morse code, dots and dashes, and have to look down to see when you're done. Your car radio is set to classic rock, so you have something to switch off during NPR pledge drives, or switch to during NPR pledge drives.
Yeah.
Your doctor says things like, that's normal for a man your age, and consider yourself lucky. Beneath your chin is what appears to be a neck skin hammock.
Hmm.
Beneath your penis is what appears to be two ping pong balls hanging from a flesh colored bolo tie. You choose your new car because it offers great lumbar support and convenient cup holders.
I love this one.
I knew you would. Watching The Who perform at the Super Bowl makes you inconsolably sad.
Hmm.
You wonder if the orgasm you're about to have will actually end your life. Your doctor tells you a new medication will reduce the amount of semen in your body, and your only response is, so what? Your car
Oh.
radio is set to classic rock, so you have something to, oh, wait, I already did that one.
I do love that one.
But as soon as I saw you're getting old when you throw your back out on the toilet, I knew you were gonna love it.
Oh
That's why
God.
I was laughing earlier, and I'm like, I can't tell you. Got to save it for you.
You know that okay, we've got our little Kia Picanto right now,
Yeah.
but we're looking at eventually down the track in another say 10 years time getting becoming one of those elderly people driving a four-wheel drive.
Hmm.
Simply because next year I'm looking at getting a hip replacement.
Yeah. Not
And
looking at you will be getting a hip replacement.
yeah, and getting out of a taller car is a
It's
lot
easier.
better. So much so that my work actually had to give me a four-wheel drive to drive because getting in and out of a smaller car, a lower car, I should say, has basically damaged my
Your
hip
hip.
over
Yeah,
28
he now
years.
has severe arthritis in his hip.
Yeah, and I'm basically it's bone on bone now.
It hurts.
Um, so now we're looking at getting a four-wheel drive just for not the safety feature because those cars can roll on a dime, but just the height of just getting
Yeah.
in out of in and out of a car, basically going from standing to in the car is so yeah, we do look at things like that. I mean, we also looked at a car that's got seat warmers,
Oh yeah, I can't
which
wait
was
to have the
so
butt
cool.
warmers.
The butt warmers. But yeah, I fully agree with with all those little yeah,
Yep.
those ideas. Okay.
Okay, so thank you for joining us. I was hoping we were quicker than a lot of them,
What are we
perhaps
on
quicker than
now?
I had hoped we would be. We're
Hmm.
right about an hour.
Okay.
But
Our
we want to
usual.
thank you for being part of the PMS family, for joining us. If you haven't already subscribed, please do,
Yeah.
because that does help other people find us. It tells the platforms that we're on that you're enjoying the content and they'll show it to more people. So whether it's YouTube, Spotify, TuneIn, or wherever you listen to podcasts, please, please, please subscribe,
Yes.
like and subscribe. Feel free to tell anybody you know, hey, there's this great podcast where they talk about all things Big Bang Theory and Nerdverse.
Yes.
So please feel free to share the word. If you want to send us a coffee, the links are all over the place. Or you can email us at perpetualmotionsquad00 at gmail.com and we will send you the PayPal me link.
I'm just seeing
What?
Big Bang Theory podcast.
Uh-huh. What?
We're still number one. We're
Yep.
still number one.
Yeah, although I have been seeing things from the official one, but I think they're trying to play catch up to us.
Well, yeah, because right now we've got they have gone over the top now. So the last episode they did was the December 22nd, 2025.
Uh-huh.
And now they've done May 12th, May 18th, but now they're into um, they're speaking to cast members.
Yeah, because that's the only way they're going to beat us.
Yeah. They are trying to
I wish
capitalize
we could
on
get the
that.
cast members. That would be awesome.
We just don't have the finances to be able to do that.
No, we don't.
No.
All right. So thank you everybody for joining us. We will see you next time for season 3, episode 18, another personal favorite, the pants alternative.
Can't
When
remember.
Sheldon is to talking about how he doesn't like public speaking.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I remember that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Love it.
So thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. And in the meantime, we'll catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.